Hey, hey, what, Eurovision 2022. I got a new video. Alicia Michelle, I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show? Hey folks, and welcome to the stream where we are talking about all things the American Song Contest. Today is really great because again, I am joined by my wonderful mother. Mom, do you want to introduce yourself? Talk to the people. You've been on all the streams. So yeah.
Good evening. I am Alicia's mom, and I'm happy to be here. I really enjoyed the show, and I'm looking forward to the conversation and the chat tonight.
Awesome. All right, and I am not alone, like in the room. So go on and tell the people who you are.
Hi, my name's Lee. I did not enjoy this as much as Alicia's mom did. And I'll give my thoughts pretty quickly, but it was very much overrated and very unoriginal. So I'll provide some more context.
Okay, but how do I know you?
I am Josephine's father.
Yes, he is the father of my child. All right, y'all. So let's talk about it. And let's kick it off, on a high note. Let's talk about our favorites tonight. And we already know who qualified from the jury, which I think is great. At first I was kind of not liking the in the moment jury results. But now, actually, I think I do. I think we kind of need that. We need to get a little bit more information a little bit sooner. So I ultimately will say that I was okay with us getting the results. And Tennessee was our automatic qualifier. Mom, how did you feel about it?
I like Tennessee. I enjoyed it. And interestingly enough, Preston liked Tennessee.
Is Preston joining?
We started off with Texas, which I enjoyed Texas. But then when Tennessee came on, I liked his voice. It was good. I liked his background story, and I enjoyed the song.
Okay. And what did you think of Tennessee?
Well, I picked him to win it initially, or I thought he was the best. It was very original, genuine, but he didn't sound like anyone else. I think there was a lot of other people that sounded like another artist, and I didn't think they were that good. Just plain and simple.
Okay, Lee. But what was your favorite of the night? Would you say Tennessee was definitely your favorite of the night?
Yeah, I would say he was probably the best, and I don't think he ranked that high, but it was the other guy from the I forgot the name of the islands.
The Northern Marianas.
Northern Marianas Islands. I thought he was pretty good. I think the rest, it was just very blah. And don't get me started with my home state of Florida.
Well, we'll get to Florida when it comes up. We'll go through. So, Mom, what was your favorite performance of the evening?
Mm-hmm. So, I actually enjoyed, oh, goodness, let's see, Colorado's group, Riker, Lynch. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it from the rehearsal video, but at the end of the day, I thought it was a good song to end the night with.
Well, that's not what we ended the night with. We ended the night with Colorado.
That's what I said. That was Colorado.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still talking about the Northern Marianas Islands. Okay.
No. That was Lee. I said Riker Lynch, which was Colorado. We felt the love. There was a lot of energy there.
I didn't feel anything.
And I thought it would make a good party song.
Okay. Now let's talk overall about the show. I just want to say, I think someone from Kelly's team saw our first live stream, Mom, because I think ever since the first episode, they've really been stepping up their game with Kelly's styling.
I like Kelly's outfit today. I like Snoop's outfit too.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's kind of go through too. Also, I think what was interesting about tonight's show was we can clearly see, because we had week 1, we had week 2, and I think we can clearly see that they are still experimenting with this show. They're still trying out a lot of different things. Like, we saw the sort of jury ranking throughout the show, which actually I thought was cool. And based off of last week when they were showing how people at home were voting, it actually motivated me this week to vote while I was watching the show. Because before I was just like, well, why would I vote while I'm watching the show? Like, let me watch, see all the performances, and then decide how I want to allocate my points. But it actually made me kind of like, oh no, I kind of want to like keep going with this. So I'm actually glad that like we can kind of see the tweaks, because it is sort of changing my behavior as a viewer. So I thought that that was kind of cool. I also loved the fact that we had one, there were in general shorter commercial breaks than we had the first episode, where we had a commercial break after every song, which was just completely ineffective. And then once you're out, you're out. Like, you might not come back to the show. And that's sort of, I think, the negative of having a commercial break after each one, which they probably shouldn't have done, especially considering how much the ratings dropped after the first week. And then I would also note, like, the addition of having like the ad show, and then us being able to see the green room. It was sort of like, okay, let me keep watching because I know we're going to come back soon. So I thought those tweaks, were nice touches. What do you think, Mom, with the tweaks to the show?
I was feeling the commercials a little bit more this show than before. I mean, I had lots of time to go get another glass of wine, to get some water, uh, which I guess could be good. But yeah, I was kind of feeling the commercials a little bit more.
Okay. And so yeah, let's just kick things off. Let's just go through the entries. And if you are watching right now, welcome. I am Alicia Michelle, and if you love Eurovision or the American Song Contest, you should like this video and subscribe, and maybe share it on social media so we can have more folks tune in to the discussion. All right, well, let's kick it off. So I see your comments and everything, but we're gonna kick it off with our show opener, Texas. Mom, what did you think?
I like Texas, Mr. Independence. There was a lot of energy. I like the concept of the people with the cases, and I enjoyed the dancing with the singing. So I was a fan. I liked his background story. I noticed you didn't comment on our predictions from last year. I mean, from last week.
Oh, is that because you want me to tell you that you told me so? Why don't we
Okay, you
fire
can
it
say
up?
that. We fired it up. We're in the semifinals.
Why don't we
And my
fire it up?
my prediction this week will be that Texas will be in the semifinals too.
Okay, so Lee, what did you think of Texas?
I was not moved. He was trying to do too much dancing, so that's really not the part of the contest. It's all about the singing, and he just sounded like similar to Nick Jonas. He just that was what he was given, and I don't think it was that original. And he was dancing too much. I didn't
Well,
really
hold
care
on.
for
First
it.
of all, you can't be giving away my liner notes.
That's what I said. I said that when I was watching it. We talked.
No, but I'm saying you can't be. So I will just say, I tweeted this, so let me just say it. Every single song tonight, whether it be in song or like vocal styling or vocal tone, sounded like somebody else. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a negative, but every single entry tonight had a pairing, and tonight was most certainly Nick Jonas on a pop track. I mean, his voice just sounded straight up like Nick Jonas, but we got a little bit of Billie Eilish in there. And then for Eurovision folks, Eric Sade. Um, it was great staging. I will say, like, I wish there was a little bit more singing. It was a lot of track, but I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the show. Oh, and I wish he kept his jacket on. I didn't like the mesh top under. I was like, oh, put the coat back on. We can put the coat back on. All right. I love this. South Carolina was giving me power line. Well, South Carolina, I actually decided, Lloyd, Get it, shawty, get it, shawty, get it. I said he sounded like somebody, and you gave me the hint of who it was. So thank you for the hint, but I knew.
Well, the same, yeah, the same look, the same hairstyle.
Well,
it was the same crap.
Okay, well, okay, well, we're gonna move on to Louisiana. Brittany Pfantz. Now you do. She was giving a real live vocal. I do feel like she was a little bit inexperienced with working the big stage, and we were definitely rolling in the deep. What did you think of Brittany Pfantz, Lee?
She was okay. I guess it reminded me a little bit of gosh, what's that woman's name? International pop star. British woman.
Adele. I just said Adele.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, Adele. Yeah, I don't know. She was okay. I guess it was nothing very unique. It just seemed very blah to me.
Okay, Mom, what did you think?
So I thought her staging and the costume that she started with was unexpected to me, but it was but I liked it because I felt like it was reflective of that Louisiana vibe. I you know, I liked her voice, and I felt like there was a lot of energy. I thought there was a uniqueness to her voice. It didn't sound like everybody else, and I don't think everybody could sound like her, but there probably are some singers that she sounds like Lee says.
Okay. Well, let's move on and talk about Tennessee. That was Tyler Braden. I don't know if we want to say anything now. I will say, I said everything reminded us of something. And even though it was our jury winner and definitely a highlight of the evening, this was giving me very strong Sister Hazel. Hard to say what it is I see in you, or if I'll always be with you. Like it just his vocal tone was giving me Sister Hazel. And actually I like that. That was like a good reference and it really I liked Tennessee but I will say so Tennessee was our jury winner tonight. Do we think that he's coming for Rhode Island or Jordan Smith in Kentucky? Do we think he's coming for them?
I mean two different genres, two different classes. I don't know.
I mean, so, I think Rhode Island might. Here's the thing. Rhode Island still probably has the song with the most like maybe radio friendly potential, I think. But Jordan Smith is giving something, I think, for the people. And a vocal. And really, really a vocalist. So yeah.
So I
Tennessee was really good. Fourth favorite. I think he'll be. Oh no. I definitely think Tennessee's going to be in the final. There's no question. Tennessee's I know it's like you get the jury favorite to make it to the semifinal. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Tennessee might fall by the wayside because I think when we start talking about the semifinals, it depends upon what pot he's in. Even though it's good, I wonder if it might get knocked down by the people who want to fire it up. They want to fire it up. And I wonder if people might then, because Chloe now has all this opportunity to build some momentum. So then maybe Chloe Fredericks even is able to come in. We have to think about what has like sort of the similar demographics. I think Jordan still gets to stand on a plane unto himself. Sparrow. Yeah, I think Jordan still gets to stand out in that way. But I think...
Yeah, so you were talking about Tennessee compared to Rhode Island.
Well, and not even just Rhode Island.
Well, I mean, in kind of the country genre.
Well, I'm not even saying even just Houston. We have to think about the other folks who are in the semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Jonah Prill, why don't we fire it up? Is in there too, and I think that might be tapping into some similar demos. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like Tennessee's song. I like the song, and I thought his vocals matched the song.
Yeah.
there was a nice musical interlude in there. That kind of, I like music. I like to hear, if you got band members on stage, I like to hear a little bit of something um, from them.
Okay. Why don't we fire it up? Okay. Um, I want to highlight this comment. Rhode Island is arcade. Kentucky is proud from 2019. One is the song, the other is the vocal moment. Well, yeah. Even though I don't know if girl, I don't know if that was a vocal moment. I think that was like kind of the emotion of the song because that was like a message song too. But I I hear what you're saying. Okay, next up, let's talk about New Jersey, Brooke, Alexx, and I'm gonna kick it to Lee. What did you think of New Jersey?
I don't even remember her, unfortunately.
That
So,
was the one with the hair and the wig tossed.
yeah, well, that's the thing. I
She
don't
she
know.
was angry. She threw the camera at the screen.
I think this is the problem. You have a lot of people that are on this show, and they're doing more. They're doing things outside of the singing, which is about the show. So it's like, let me stage it better and let me dance more because in essence they don't have enough talent. So that's what they're doing.
Oh my God,
It's
Lee.
true. I mean, Tennessee didn't have to do that, right? He was talented. It was no gimmicks. It was just like, you know, it just made sense, and he was good. So we're not talking about he didn't do enough dancing. He didn't do it like we're not talking about. It. We're talking about how good the song is. So we're talking about other people like what they did about what they were wearing and what they were dancing and how their routine was. So I don't know if it's about it's a song contest. It should be about that, and if it's not, then clearly they're not talented enough.
So Naruto says, I thought New Jersey was fun. She reminds me of someone. I don't know who. I would tell you that who she's reminding you of is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. That's who it is. And then someone on YouTube said Christina Perry, which I'm cool with that comparison too. But it's a very like I could hear Taylor Swift singing that song, doing that staging with her tall, long leg, you know, dancing with boots and stuff. I could see it. Mom, what did you think of New Jersey?
Well, I was hoping that maybe some of your attendees and fans would kind of explain it to me because I'm not sure. I like to take a lot of pictures, so I'm not sure why someone would get angry and say they don't want to take any more pictures. So, could you explain?
So I think, well, actually, if you are interested in it, she talks about the song in my interview with her on my YouTube channel. So you should definitely check out the interview. So basically, what she's saying is think about how kids now, everyone is just so, so attached to their phone. And what she noticed was, she used to always take pictures all the time. And now the song is sort of, I don't take as many pictures as I did. And maybe now the space is sort of like, oh, maybe I'm really I mean, she says it like I'm waiting for something that is more worth it to take pictures of. So that's really what it is. It's like, I notice I'm not doing it. So yeah. hmm
Okay, thank you for sharing.
hmm Okay.
Hmm.
Let's move on to
Yeah.
Alabama. Nico. So Nico, I think, is probably winning the televote looking at some of the early scores that we had. I will say this was a moment in the show where I was a little bit screaming at production. Why do we hear the audience? I couldn't even tell if they were on the pitch and key at the beginning of the song because I literally could not hear the track of the song. So I heard kind of their voices, but I couldn't tell you whether they were on key or not because I couldn't hear the track. So to me, there was a moment where I was like, I think they might, like at the beginning of the song, where it was like they might be off key. But then to be honest, I was just like, maybe the audience is just that loud that maybe it's not even their fault because they might not have even heard the music. Even though I will say, as a note, if you wrote the song, you should know what key, the note that you need to start on. But yeah, this was a song where the audience was just way too freaking loud. And I don't know if they need some producers walking around throughout where it's like, this is a slow song moment. We want to hear it and be in it. But it kind of took me out of like really the first 30 seconds of the song, I was like, I can't even hear them, but I am into it. Lee, what did you think of Feel It Too? Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, what did you think of that?
It was good. I mean, it was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I think I can understand people liked it. It was again not better than Tennessee, but I feel like it was still a really good song. So I don't really have anything bad to say. I think it was a really good. But there were a couple people that I think were better tonight, but I think overall it was a pretty good song.
Okay, Mom, what did you think of Nico?
I like the song. I was having the type of question. The sound throughout the whole show was a little off to me. I felt like
Correct.
there were times when the background was just overpowering the vocals, and I felt like, that's something that could have been better managed or controlled with the sound. So I agree. The first part of it, I was sort of like, and then I think as the song went on, I began to hear the vocals better. I thought Colton, I heard some really nice vocals from him, and their harmony together, I appreciated and enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on to Florida. And so I just want to say, it's interesting too, because when we talked about tweaks and changes in the show, we talked about this. So if I'm willing to give you why don't we fire it up, Mom, you gonna give me New Boo Goofing, because New Boo Goofing is advancing. You notice how they added that in there. Oh, we're gonna have 2 fan favorites, get to advance. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, New Boo Goofing is the producers being like, oh crap, they didn't make it through. And we need that in the final. We need it in the final. So why don't
Okay.
we get together, Mom, and let's coordinate to make our line dance for it, to just ensure that New Boo Goofing will be in the final.
So I thought we were talking about Florida.
No, we are, but I'm saying that's when they announced it in the show. That's why I have the note right here above Florida, because that's when they, announced it. But yeah, let's talk about Florida, and we're gonna kick it over to the Florida boy right here. You from Miami. Miami.
That was she just looks and sounds like a lot of other people in Miami, so there's nothing. She lip synced it. I think it was just too poppy. It was boring. I don't know why. I don't know where the talent is, to be honest. And it was just all let me stage this. There was nothing really about the actual singing. So I don't really understand. Is it a song contest that she's in, or is it just kind of is it some TikTok video that she kind of just extrapolated into a longer show? I don't know. It's terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna go next, and then Mom, I'll let you go. One, I love this staging package. This really cemented that, like, this week the staging packages were like, we're doing it. We are going for it with the staging, and it felt like Miami. But I'm not gonna lie. I, I didn't really get a vocal, and honestly, I didn't really like the song. But I get, like, it was fresh, it was boppy. I don't think I'd skip it if it was July and I was on the beach, drinking. I wouldn't go like, oh, what is this? Turn it off. I'd let it ride. But I'd also let Margaritaville ride, and I'm not really into Jimmy Buffett like that. You know what I'm saying? So, Mom, what did you think?
So I thought of Selena.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of Grease because of the Pink Lady jackets. They look just like Grease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I questioned the stage, and it was a lot of pink, and then there were a lot of people, and then was there a video of people dancing?
It was the show dancers. They made it. It wasn't like real TikTok. It was the dancers that we saw, of the American Song Contest dance troupe. it was them in the TikTok videos. Yes.
In the video that they played on stage.
Yes.
But I didn't see, and maybe I missed the people doing that, doing the dance. So it was kind of weird to me to see it in a video where you got a million dancers on the stage and I'm not seeing them do it. Yeah. So I'm kind of reading some of these comments too. I thought Florida was energetic, and I would agree with one of the comments in the chat. It wasn't my taste though. And I like the Latino pop, but that just seemed a little bit too bubblegum for me.
Okay. Well, I have to say, well, yeah. Okay, let's move on to Alaska with Jewel. Mom, what'd you think of Alaska?
Is Jewel? I think the song itself was indicative of a seasoned songwriter. So it had like all the parts. It kept you engaged. It wasn't, you know, it was a little more complicated than your typical here's a chorus, here's a refrain, here's a chorus and refrain. So, and then with his one bridge, I mean, it kind of kept you engaged. I think she'll be in the semifinals.
Okay, Lee, what did you think of Jewel?
It's time to just pack it up and retire. There's really no point. I don't know what she's coming back out for. She made all her money. She was big before. I don't know why. It was terrible. It was terrible. And she wasn't even, I think she barely even made the top 10 out of 12 people today. So, I mean, it goes to show, it just wasn't that good. She didn't sound that good. I mean, honestly, she's been great, but like, what's the point? I don't know. I didn't get anything that it wasn't good. The song wasn't good, I don't feel. And she just wore what she wore what she wore 25 years ago. What does it matter? Like, she wore the same type of stuff. Like, is the same look. Boring. The song.
Okay, yeah. Well, Stevie Nicks is doing the same thing and wearing the same clothes that she wore, and she's still touring and making money and an icon.
But this is nothing about money. She is wealthy beyond belief. She can tour and she will get sold out shows. Great, but this new quote unquote new song, it wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
So this is what I thought of Alaska. It was like a disco folk situation. It was very ABBA. And it's different. It's inventive. And if this is the American Song Contest, and we're looking at, being somewhat creative, although it was ABBA-esque, we still had the very Jewel elements of it. I liked it. I did. Someone said she should have saved Intuition for this. La-di-da-da. La-di-da-da, la-di-da-da. Okay, South Carolina. This was Jesse LeProtti. What did you think of Jesse, Chris Brown? I mean Lloyd, Neil. Sorry, Jesse from South Carolina. What'd you think, Lee?
I mean, yeah, no, it just sounded something like I heard 10, 12 years ago. In terms of Lloyd, it was just very similar. It was a similar vibe that I heard. I've just heard it before, so I don't feel like it was anything original. Maybe the lyrics were, and it's his song, but it's just nothing really just moved me to that. But it was all right. It was okay. Just something I heard before. That's all.
Mom, what did you think of Jesse LeProtti from South Carolina?
I agree with Lee.
Okay. Okay, well, I will say what I thought. Okay, so I will say I was not looking forward to the performance based off of the rehearsal clip, because I was getting a lot of track in the rehearsal clip in a shameful way, given what he was given, aka no choreography, and just walking from point A to point B. I was like, you can't do that and have a track. But I actually thought that his live vocal was very good. He had nice range. Now, I will say I was slightly troubled when he said he had, 300, 500 songs, and I'm kind of like, about what and were they good? Maybe we need to focus on 12. It felt very double your pleasure with double makeup. What was it?
You sound like a commercial ad.
One night, double. Wasn't that how it goes?
I mean, he was alright. I mean, he wasn't bad. It just was just again, it was to me it didn't feel original. And this is the whole point of the show, right? So I don't know, it just didn't feel too original. And again, going back to this is the American song. I feel like they just focus a lot about everyone's story and how they got there, and it's just like, his mom has MS, and he has a good story though. Like, and I mean, it's like, and I'm not saying anything negative about him. It's just it's like there are people that are coming from very different backgrounds, and like you feel for them, but it's like it could really dictate your vote on who's going to go through based off of what they're dealing with potentially, and ultimately it's not about that. It's about your music and how you sing, etc. Not what you're wearing or your dance moves or anything like that, because that's just fluff. That basically it's moving away from what the whole point of the show is. But
Well, Tara, Tara has a question for you. And what was original about your fave Tennessee? What was original about that?
that's a good question. I can't even answer that. It just felt like something I have never heard before. That's just that
Well, Mom, what music does Lee like?
I don't think she heard you.
She heard me. That's why she made the face. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to South Dakota. Bad girl, this good. Ooh, 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 which I will say that was a completely live performance. It was a completely live performance, so I give them some bonus points for that. But it is very nah, honey, I'm good. I'm do you Andy Grammer. No, that was the band. The band, where ooh, hoo, hoo. Yeah, Mom, what did you think of Judd Who's Bad Girl?
The lead vocal I felt was typical. I think they would make a great cover band. Could have some fun at some parties because they could play some stuff. I didn't really feel like they were original or with anything really unique about them.
What'd you think of it?
No, I thought they were pretty good. Yeah, I think kind of what your mom's saying in terms of I don't even want to say because then I feel like they can make money and I feel like they can do pretty well, but I don't know if they're like a main. They would just be like playing like backup to somebody, right? Like they wouldn't be the main band or people to see. But I thought they were pretty good though. They sound pretty good. I guess it was pretty light song. It was good. It didn't feel like fluff. It just felt like it was just I don't. Yeah, cover band sounds terrible because then it just sounds like they're really that bad, but they're not. They're pretty good. It's just I don't know.
I mean, there's some pretty good cover bands out there though.
Well, that's
that
what I'm saying.
I paid
Yeah,
like.
I feel like they could be really good.
That's not. I mean, if you can be a good cover band, that's good. I mean, you can be popular. So I didn't mean that as a put down per se. I mean, the lead vocal could probably sing several popular songs and make you enjoy them. Like if you're having an event, a wedding or party or something like that.
I mean, Mom, you've been watching, so we see this comment here. This heat felt like the weakest for me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I did the reaction, I felt like this was the weakest, but low key, I felt like the producers did it strategically to give Jewel some pad to advance. Because I do think if it's the American Song Contest and we're talking like singer songwriters in America, I mean, I think Jewel is in that category. So I think that they were trying to give her some pad.
What does that mean? Advance?
The semifinals. So 4 songs from tonight will advance.
4 out of the top. You think she's going to be in the top 4?
I mean, I just said I was. Well, we'll get to how the.
If she advances, it's because of her name, not because it was songs good. Because it was not top 4 of what was out there tonight.
You didn't think it was top 4? You only said you liked one. I don't even know who else we'll get there. Okay, let's move on to Delaware. Now I'm going to kick off. I liked this. I will say it felt a little Tina Turner, and I felt a little bit of even with the styling, it felt a little Janelle Monáe. But there was something about the song that felt new. There was something about Delaware that felt like it wasn't a direct rip. I mean, sure, there were things, but yeah, I like Delaware. Mom, what did you think?
So, I actually had written down Grace Jones.
Well, yeah,
It's
I was thinking Grace Jones too.
before Snoop said it.
Hmm.
I like the actual performance better than I did the rehearsal track.
Yes,
I was more impressed.
yes.
But it wasn't one of my favorites.
Okay.
It wasn't her movements didn't seem to match the song. They just seemed to be okay. I need to move now, and then I'm gonna sing. I wasn't getting the whole package there.
Okay.
That's
What
my
did you
thought.
think about Delaware?
I was unique, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. She was good, but there was something, I don't know. I can't even say. I don't know if I could articulate how it was okay. It just didn't. It was
Like
very
you wouldn't listen to the song in the car.
probably not. It was just but it was. I did feel it was very unique, and something you just don't hear. But I just didn't. It was just okay for me. I mean, I guess not too much a fan of that type of music, I guess. But I would say that too. But I'm not a fan of like country music. But again, I have Tennessee. I have him number one. So I don't think it's about the genre. But I just didn't really like it. That's all I can say.
Okay, so let's move on to Northern Marianas, Sunsets and Sea Turtles. Lee, what did you think?
That guy's awesome. He better advance. That's all I can say. He should be top four. I feel it was very unique. It just was a very mellow vibe. I don't know. I think I really enjoyed his song. So I really nothing I can say. It was just he plays guitar and it was just straightforward. There was no fluff to it. So it was just like here, this is me. It was original. So I don't know. I think he should.
You like the authenticity. I think that's what you like about Tennessee.
But
You're seeking the
But I
authenticity.
think that's my personal opinion about how you should gauge these shows, not about this contest, right? It's again, it's originality. It's the way they sing, not so much what they're wearing. That's for me. I don't know. And granted, there's other things that go into this, but my opinion, I feel like it's if you're unique, authentic, original, like that's gonna say a lot more than anything else.
Mom, what did you think of the Northern Marianas?
So I thought I like the song. I like the mellowness of it. I think there may be a time when I would listen to that. I like the staging, the blue, the waters, the sea turtles actually going around. I thought that complemented. And it wasn't, but it wasn't too busy. I mean, so basically he stood there, he sang the song, his voice was clear. Um, I like your word authentic. I do believe I felt that he was authentic, but I really don't think I wouldn't categorize him as a vocalist. I mean, his voice was
Yeah, he
just
was a little
very.
pitchy.
Hmm.
He was a little pitchy.
Yeah. I mean, but the song came across, the words were clear. And if this is the American Song Contest, I mean, and if it's really about the song, um, I think the song came across.
Okay. Now let's move on to our closing act, which was Colorado Riker Lynch. Now I will say, at first when he was talking, I was like, "Uh-oh, is this going to be the Jimmy Buffett entry?" And then as it progressed, I was like, "This sounds familiar. Like I know this melody. Like I actually know this melody." And then I realized Eurovision fam. Ha ba ba dun 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 ha ba ba. So this is a song that is a classic song at Eurovision that was completely robbed, did not make it to the final, but it should have. From Stella Mangwi. oh, I'm saying it all wrong. Bahababa, that represented Norway, and it didn't make it to the final, but it should. But that's what the song really reminded me of. I also then, when they were talking to him, he didn't look familiar to me. And even when they were getting interviewed and they said, like, yeah, we had some band called R5, I was like, I don't know what that is. And like I think when I tell people that I'm like old, because I think Eurovision is like a younger crowd a little bit. But yeah, I was like, I don't know who he is. So I Googled him during the commercial break. He's related to Derek Howe. They're like cousins. You know Derek Howe and his sister dancing on Dancing with the Stars, mom. So they're related. And I guess he was on some Disney Channel show. But what stood out to me was his brother is an actor. Well, I guess they were all actors. And the brother was an actor in My Friend Dahmer, a movie about Jeffrey Dahmer in high school. So that's what I knew him from. And he was on Sabrina, the Teenage Witch Show. So yeah, anyway, let's talk about the song though. So yeah, the song felt like Feel the Love. Mom, were you feeling the love from Colorado?
I was feeling the love. I thought there was a lot of energy on stage, a lot of activity. It felt like a party song, and I thought it was a good way to end the night.
Okay. How did you feel about it?
Love was lost. It was just a bunch of fluff. Something they would play at a high school birthday party or something. I don't know. It just sounded crappy. I don't know. It was. It didn't say like feel the love. Like what? I don't know. Are they trying to bring people together? I don't know. I didn't feel it. It just was. I think it was. Again, what did your mom say initially? What did she say? The energy, the this, the that. She didn't say anything about the song. She said about 5 different things before she said anything about the music. So the music was just okay, but it wasn't great. I mean, I don't care if there was energy. If it ain't good, it ain't good. Jewel had a lot of energy. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think her song was great. I mean, she has all these chart-topping songs in the past, but I just didn't think that song was that great. I mean, it sounded like something else anyways.
Okay. So let's kind of end this on the reflection of what we have from the jury score. So the jury had Tennessee number 1, and I think we all can agree that we're cool with that. We're cool with Tennessee being number 1. Now Florida was second place with the jury. How'd you feel about that, Lee?
I don't know. It just was it was too gimmicky and too much of a poppy song. I don't know. I just didn't really feel she wasn't really singing it. It was just more of the show than actual song. So, I mean, she could probably tour and make a lot of money for sure. But in terms of this contest, I don't think it was, especially tonight. There's no way that she should have even been in the top 4. But that's my opinion.
Okay, Mom, what did you think of Alabama? What did you think of Florida being number 2?
To me, it was kind of a surprise from the judges. I think with that said, I think Florida probably has a pretty strong fan base, and I think that might push them into the finals because of that.
Well, I will say the thing that troubles me slightly about Florida is New York didn't make it. Virgin Islands didn't make it. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Something feels fishy in that jury if Florida is number 2 of tonight. Like something feels mad off because it's not even mirroring.
What are they judging?
Yeah, because it doesn't even make sense when we look at the result. Like week 1, we had Rhode Island, homegirl Arkansas with the cute song who was singing live, where there wasn't really a lot of state. Like, was there a memo sent out to the juries to rethink how they're scoring songs in week 3? Because it doesn't even feel like it's lining up. And I agree. I think New York's song was better than what Florida gave today. So I'm just confused. I'm just, it just, the thing is, if we have a jury, it would make, this doesn't make sense to me that Florida would be this high given the results that we have seen from other weeks, unless if yeah, I don't know. I mean, someone said, I mean, Alexa was ranked second, but Alexa was doing things with the staging. Now, I wasn't a fan of the lip syncing and the loud dub tracks. But felt it just felt, I don't know. And Lee, you're from Florida. Like
What about
like Lee is well, you're not Spanish, you're Panamanian, but you speak Spanish. Like, I mean, it I just it's just it feels weird to me with Virgin Islands being ranked so low, New York not making it through. And then this one, and yet this one was so high. I think that's the only, yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing that I'm just like, it just feels a little bit weird.
Did New York write her song?
Did Florida write her song?
Yeah, I think Florida wrote her song. So I think that
Okay.
was,
Okay, maybe that's the points. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Um okay. So then Alabama was third, which I get that. I'm cool with that. We're cool with that. Hello.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. And so I think I got what Texas was number 4.
Yeah, Texas was fourth. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
and
didn't like Texas. Wait, hold on, Lee.
no? I mean, if it was
yeah,
a
I'm
dance
still
contest,
predicting that.
he'd probably be up there. If it was a dance contest, he would win probably. But or maybe even a fashion contest, maybe he would be top 3 potentially with his sheer.
I honestly, I liked Texas. I liked the energy. I really did like the staging. I wish I would have gotten a little bit more of a live vocal. It was a little track heavy for me, but at least he was doing stuff. We were getting some things, and if Alexa was going to be second, and she was I think Grant was given what Alexa was given. We had a lot of staging. There was definitely a story, so I was cool with that. So this is what we're saying. So if our top 4 from the jury was Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, and Texas, and so that leaves New Jersey, Colorado, Delaware, Louisiana, and then Alaska was ninth. Who do we think is going? Who are our 4 that are qualifying? Mom, what do you think?
What do you mean qualifying? You
Who are
mean
making it to the
once you
semifinals?
add the audience votes?
Correct. Who's going to go to the semifinal?
Yeah, when you add the audience votes, I'm a little afraid for Alabama.
How are you afraid for Alabama? When they showed the audience score, Alabama was like,
I missed that.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I would be a little bit afraid for them. But I think Florida's gonna stick, and I think Texas is gonna stick.
So who else is coming along with them?
Go to Lee and let me think about that one.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
I mean,
what 4 do you think are going?
Oh, I know. Alaska. I think Jewel still has a fan base.
Jewel,
Yeah, I
people
think
forget Jewel
Alaska.
just won the Masked Singer. Like,
Well,
literally, she's the last
Yeah.
person who won the Masked Singer.
Well, that's an
Yes.
issue. That's not even that's a problem. If she's gonna, then she's based off her popularity and what she's done, and like that's not that is not what she should not even make it. I'm being serious. She shouldn't make it. She shouldn't even be close. She was judged way down there. I think obviously Tennessee, Alabama's up there. He's probably not gonna make it, but my boy from the islands, I feel like he should be in the top 4, man. And number 4, I feel like it was just that original, and I would say the fourth city or 4th state. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I could see Florida missing out. I don't know if she's big on TikTok. I don't know if she has a huge fan base. Because here's the thing.
What do they base it off of? I don't even know.
Well, so people vote online. So what I'm saying is I mean, we know Tennessee is through. If Florida, if she doesn't have some type of quiet, hidden fan base, I think the only people who could kind of challenge in a real way, because this is the thing, Alabama's making it through. Texas is making it through. So we got Tennessee, Alabama, and Texas. I think the Heat and the people who could challenge Florida, because I didn't even see a whole lot of love for Florida on social media, and some of y'all thought it was cute, but I didn't see a whole lot of love for it in the chat. To me, the only people who could challenge, I don't know if Colorado, are people into, I don't know. Is there like a big fan base there with the Colorado?
I don't
I
know.
think Jewel might make it through. I'm not gonna lie. I think Jewel might be edging through, and Florida maybe misses out because I think Alabama's making it, and I think Texas is making it.
So Tennessee, Texas, definitely. And I think Alaska.
I think Texas
Alaska, Tennessee, Texas. I think that fourth spot could be Alabama or it could be Florida.
Yeah. No, I think I actually think Jewel could challenge. But the issue that makes me worried is she's so low for the jury. So she would have to topple the televote. And that's why I'm like, the only people who I think could really challenge would be someone a little bit higher, because I don't think it's going to be Delaware. But Colorado could challenge if he has some huge. Someone said Riker came second with Dancing with the Stars. See, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think Jewel. I agree with this. I think Jewel is too low, because we have to remember Michael Bolton. He was fifth with the jury. So even though he didn't make the cut with the jury, he didn't have to fill in that much of a blank with the televote, whereas Jewel is all the way down at ninth. So the only people who really could challenge would be Brooke, Alexx, New Jersey, or Colorado, I think. And Brooke did have good staging, and if people are into that like Taylor Swift sort of thing, maybe they latch on. But I worry for her because this Riker guy seems to already have. Riker has a fan base. He's got the famous siblings and stuff. I mean, that's why I think Colorado might be able to edge in just based off the name. I mean, Alexa's probably a bigger deal than him, but I think that could be a real thing. Yeah, I mean, it's just Jewel. Jewel would have to. Jewel would have to crush the televote. She'd have to crush it to pull back from 9.
That's the problem I have with this show. It's like, is it based off the song, or is it just based off people because they like her and her history, right? So I think that's the problem. If that's the case, then I think that then this show is kind of a sham in the way they're doing it, because it shouldn't be based off someone's history.
I know y'all hating on Florida, but she gave us one of only 3 Spanish songs in the competition. She will get votes.
So
that's
fine. No, she wasn't bad. I'm just saying, like, if the question is, was she put in another language and she's put Spanish in there, what does that mean? Like, so she should go through because of the added. I don't know. That's more of a question. I don't know what that means to me. Like, I'm just saying she's not the top out of these other individuals tonight. I didn't say she was terrible. I just think, I don't think she's that great. But if you're saying because she's added some Spanish and some Latin into that, yes, most people aren't going to add that because most people don't. That's not their language, right? So, I mean, I don't think it was. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and just flagging, Augusto is in DR too. So we've got our basically our Spanish speakers kind of like.
No, it was all right. I thought it was too much fluff. It just seemed like some girl that sits in her room doing TikTok and she's like, oh, I guess I'll just make some music. And like that's what it came out to. That's how it came out to be to me. Like, so, and she's probably like, hate to say this, but I know like 4 other people just like her. It's just like she's epitome of Miami. So nothing wrong with that, but it's like it's nothing new that I haven't seen before. So
Okay.
Okay, so I think we have to think about New Jersey, and even Delaware. Was it the Delaware 6 on the judges list, or did
I
it
think
drop down
that's going to
below
be the
that?
dark horse. It's going to be one of those that
Well,
are
to
going to
me,
get.
I thought Delaware was good. I would, if it was me, I would put Delaware through. If it was just me doing this, I would have Tennessee. I would give it to Alabama. Ooh, but then I have to make a hard choice between Jewel because I liked Jewel. I just feel like we gotta have Jewel in the final.
Oh, see, you're not even really gauging. You're basing it off of
I
Jewel.
liked the song though. I like ABBA.
But you just said we have to get it in there. Why?
Well,
Why?
they ask if it was me who I would put through, I would definitely put Tennessee. I mean, I don't have no choice. It's in. And then I would put Alabama. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I probably no. Well, because I'll tell you this. I'll just be real with y'all. And I don't know, Mom, you can talk to me. I don't know how long I'm going to stick with. I don't know how long I can stick with the show with the backing tracks. It's okay to have backing tracks on your chorus and, and maybe some like, embellishment vocals, not ad libs, embellishment vocals. But this whole like I can sing along to myself on the stage is gonna miss me. If especially because I already have Eurovision happening right now. If they want me to keep watching, like if I'm gonna be able to keep watching this show with the vocal tracks, I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need the show in summer. I'm gonna need it in summertime because right now I'm getting Eurovision and I'm getting performances that I know will be delivered on stage live. To me, 50% of Eurovision is can you bring it to life? That doesn't mean the fluff of the staging. You have to be able to sing it. And in particular, for the people who want to get up on stage and be singer-songwriters, why are you writing something that you can't sing? Like give it to somebody else who can. Like it's just a waste to me if you're writing something that you then can't sing. Like what is that about? Like what is that about? Give it to somebody else. Like, give it to someone else who can do it. So if I am going to stick with this show, if I'm going to continue watching it during this time of year when I have Eurovision, I'm going to need live vocals. I'm sorry. If I want to just listen to, and I understand because I did see this on a group today where people are like, oh, it's a song competition. So we shouldn't expect our singer-songwriters to be able to deliver it live on stage? Like, I mean, come on. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing this for? If you can't then deliver it.
Well, I think you're probably going to end up with some more tracks this season, but we'll see what happens if there is a next season.
I mean, because this is the other thing too. We had what? We had the people from the Andy Grammer group who was completely live. We had Delaware completely live. If you think and know now, Louisiana was live. How are those? And Alabama was live. Alabama was live. If we have like an equal pairing of like I just don't know how encouraging that is to then folks who want to be live to go live if you're going to be compared to someone who just gets to like and chill and dance. Like I
So
said,
do you want to give your last predictions for who's going to advance to the semifinals?
no, I said who I think who's gonna. I mean, we already have Tennessee. I said it'll be Alabama, Texas, and I'm thinking maybe the Riker R5 folks will assemble and push him through to the thing. I don't know if Florida says the reason why I'm worried about Florida is just because we didn't get Virgin Islands and we didn't get New York. Yeah. I mean, like we'll see. I'm just saying if I'm gonna stick with this show during this time of year, I need a live vocal. But if they want to keep playing around with the tracks, then give it to me in the summertime when all I want to do is dance and have a good time. And I think I'm in that mood and spirit. But right now, in my Eurovision frame of mind, I'm gonna need a live vocal. I'm gonna need a live vocal. Because then just like what are we really doing?
Live vocals are nice. I mean, but then you get more into the technique of the singer than necessarily the song itself. So, there's that. But I mean, if it's about a song, then you shouldn't really need a whole lot of track to go along with it. The song should be able to kind of stand on its own.
Exactly. Let's live with that. Someone said I'd rather have some bum notes than lip syncing. I don't know about that. I need you to be able to deliver it.
I agree with that person. I agree with that.
Well, I mean, I guess if I had to suffer, if it's this is the thing. I will give grace to emotion. I will give grace to some angst. I will give grace to some heavy breathing because we're doing choreo while we're singing. I will give grace to that. But if you're getting up there and you're lip syncing, then that on stage show better be perfection. And then with the little bit that you're singing, I mean, there were some people who were flat even with the backing track.
But it's the whole point of singing. If you're lip syncing, I don't even know if you should even be allowed to do that. I mean, honestly, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone's not going to be a singer,
Lee,
but you should be able to.
Lee agreed with
decent,
Alicia.
right?
Wait, what?
Lee agreed with Alicia.
No, I didn't agree with it.
All, all right. Well, we'll buckle up and get ready for next week. I mean, next week is our final heat, isn't it? Or no, we have 2 more heats. Do we have 2 more heats?
I think so. I think it's 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more heats. Yeah. I'm waiting for DC.
All right.
I am waiting for DC.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.